Gabba gabba hey.
Hey, what's going on?
What's shaking?
Nothing, you?
How are you boys?
So good.
Tommy?
Good.
Hills, yeah.
Heyo.
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. You?
Nothing actually. I mean, I have a few things to start us off.
I love it.
Like our updates, I guess, per usual.
Hell yeah.
First things first is we're getting our breast milk, buddy.
No fucking way.
We're getting our breast
Oh
milk.
my god.
We finally got it.
Hell yeah.
Our
Hell fucking yeah.
our supply is ready.
Fresh.
They just had the baby
Nice.
recently, so she's like, "Hey, like I got a batch for you, but it's only gonna last for 4 days." So I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
this is, we can take it tonight
Yeah.
and do it for this next episode, or if you still want to be on the episode, then we just have to get us a different batch." So she wants to come on, so I'm like, "All right,
Hell yeah.
we just need a new batch when you're ready to come on."
Oh my
I
God.
told her later this month.
This
so.
is gonna be amazing.
Yeah. So later this month in July, she's going to come on. We're going to taste this titty milk.
I have so many questions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like internal.
Yeah.
Not questions I'm gonna ask this poor young woman. But like I'm curious about if her diet affects how it will taste. Like if she eats nothing but jalapenos for a week, is it gonna be spicy tit milk? Or if she has like a bunch of asparagus, is it gonna smell like rotten piss? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you piss after asparagus and it stinks?
Well, I think that like if women like drink alcohol,
Oh, they can pass that along for sure.
yeah.
Oh, we should have her get hammered the night before she squeezes
We
it
can
out
see if
for
we can
us.
get
so
drunk
can do
off some
shots.
titty milk. The husband texted me and he's like, "Hey, well, first he called me and told me, and he's like, I just want to give you a call. I have a shot of this milky white substance that came out of my wife's tits,
Oh, okay.
and I
good.
thought of you guys."
I'm glad it came out of her tits. I
and
didn't like
so,
where that was going in the very beginning.
Right. And he's like, "It's a little sweet." And I'm like, "Well, that's what Jess said. Like, Jess had it previously."
Like not when a baby.
No, like from one of her friends was like breastfeeding or like pumping. So Jess like, "Can I taste it?" And she's like, "It was a little sweet." But then
Yeah.
he said it was like, it kind of went to nothing. So I'm really curious. And then he texted me saying that he was actually trying to suck the milk out of her tit. And he's like, "It's like impossible."
work
He's
that
like,
way.
"I don't know how the baby does it."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "You gotta get that. You just gotta get in there and start massaging them boobies, and
Yep.
like you gotta break that seal open."
Yep, you got to put a warm washcloth on there. It's supposed to help release the ducts, so that opens it up. Or you can go Kevin Malone style from The Office, and you can just start crying at her tits, hoping that the sound of a baby crying triggers that she'll start lactating.
I forgot about
You
that.
remember that? He was like, it was
Yeah.
after date night, and Mike, he's just like, wah, wah, and she walks outside and her shirt is soaked, and she's like, God damn it. Yeah.
So excited. I hope you guys are also excited. End of July, we should be shooting that episode.
I'm a little scared, man.
I'm
I'm
not.
not gonna lie.
I am pumped.
I'm pumped too.
Pun intended.
Yeah, I'm pumped too, man. But this is shocking. I'm not. I don't know. Ingesting the fluids of a female that's not my wife. You know what I mean? Not that I'm normally ingesting her fluids, but sometimes stuff gets in wherever.
Listen, we don't kiss and tell. We
Exactly.
don't kiss and tell. It's fine.
Exactly. Sorry, Jen.
What? It's for the show.
Yeah.
It's like I was sucking out of her tit.
Yeah. But if we could, that'd be fucking dope. Straight from the source.
Right. So the next thing up is we got a little text from Guido.
Nice.
Still listening. Thanks for listening, Guido.
Hell yeah.
He heard when we were fucking around with like the AI shit, and you were doing like clown hot dogs and what have
Yeah,
yous.
yeah.
And then you did the pizza bagels one.
Yeah, that was hilarious. It was like Pazza Boglies or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, but the graphic was phenomenal.
Right. So it looks like he tried doing it, and this is what he came up with.
Oh my God, it's so good.
It's awesome.
It's so good.
It's
Like,
awesome.
Did he intentionally? I'm curious if he asked for like the Jewish character to be a little bit more plump than the pizza, or if that just was happenstance. I'm not
And
mad
taller.
At you. I'm not mad at you, Guido, but he doesn't know what you look like.
No.
He has no idea what you look like, but he could have been like, make that Jew tall and fat.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Like that's very possible.
I mean, very much.
But it's shocking how accurate and fabulous it is. So shout out Guido. That's fucking dope.
So, Guido, yeah, thanks for listening.
Hell yeah.
And thanks for the photo. I kind of like this. Like between the Pazza Boggles
Pazza Boggles.
and that one, I kind of want to like switch it up and use it
Yeah.
for like
Definitely.
our profile picture or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
This is merch waiting to happen.
Oh, for
When
sure.
it's time for that, you can get different.
And it being AI, it's ours, right?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's
Yeah.
do this. Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
So next text. This came in last night.
Okay.
I tried looking up the number. I don't know who it is. It's not somebody we actually know. At least someone that I know.
Okay.
It's not in my contacts. But the text says, I'm sick and tired of this Hebrew asshole and shitting on the Gallaghers. I love the Gallaghers and the Jewish community, fuckers. Bring me on the show and let's talk about bad dates. Does that ring a bell?
I know exactly.
So
who
when
that
he was
is.
saying Gallaghers, I was like, oh, like from that show, like
Shameless.
Shameless. But then I also remembered that Wildo's last name is
Right.
Gallagher.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I know exactly who that is. That's Rachel. That's Rachel from Third Base.
Oh, okay.
That's
so,
Rachel from Third Base, who's fucking hilarious, by the way. Shout out to Rachel also. You get a shout out because
All right.
she's like
Shout out to Rachel.
super, super loyal fan. I mean, to the point where it's almost like stalking. Like,
Okay.
we went up to Third Base yesterday, and I mentioned to Jen, I'm like, I can't believe she's not here right now because she's always there when we show up. And we were coming inside from going out and having a smoke, and I opened the door to walk in, and I was here, pizza bagels, and I'm like, God, Jesus Christ! And so I go inside, and she's just like, I want to talk to you about this fucking episode. You're always shitting on. She's like, you're always calling it Gavon Lake. She gets really mad about that, and she's like, and you're always shitting on the Gallaghers, and I'm like, I don't ever shit on the Gallaghers.
Gross.
I'm like, I love the Gallaghers. I don't do that. And she's like, you're always shitting on Jews. And I'm like, no, I don't really do that either. I'm like, everything I talk about, you just say I shit all over it, and that's not the case. And she's like, well, I want to be on the show and I want to talk about bad dates. I'm like, then fucking send us a funny text.
Okay.
That's what she came up with.
Okay, because
I didn't know she was going to sit at the bar and do it presently.
Oh, dude. Yeah, this came in last night about 7 o'clock. So I was like,
I was probably 2 bar stools away from her when she sent that.
okay, because I was like, which Gallaghers are you referring to?
Yeah.
And again, mine went to Shameless, but
Sure.
I'm like, they're not Jewish in the show. I'm like, and it doesn't
And we
really
don't
click.
talk about that show on here.
We
right?
don't.
We've never
yeah.
mentioned it.
And then so she said, them Jew Gallaghers, the Irish Jews. And I started laughing. I was like, okay, I'll make sure to bring this up tomorrow. I was like, it'll be ready for Mondays, like for your listening pleasure.
Yeah.
And then I was like, is there anything I should refer to you as, or do you want to be
what's your
anonymous?
handle?
Like, is there anything else you want me to throw into this conversation? She says, haha, my name's Farm D, as in like pharmacy.
Oh yeah. She's
Not like
she's
a farm
not
sheep
like,
fucker.
Not like farm dick.
Yeah.
No, she's like a pharmacy tech.
Okay, and the thing is, like, I didn't know if this was a guy or girl at the time. I
Yeah.
guess I just kind of assumed. I just don't usually feel like women are being like, them Jews.
Yeah, that's a dude thing to say.
Yeah. So she said, LOL, anything about Dave and now mango habanero shots are too spicy for him?
Yeah, somebody sent us a tequila mango habanero shot last night, and I was drinking Jameson on the Rock and Sunny D seltzer. So I was drinking like sweet.
Okay.
I was not expecting tequila, and I was not expecting
Spice.
So it's not like it was too much. I was just like, what the fuck? Why is my mouth spicy, and why do I taste tequila? And they're like, it's a spicy tequila shot, dummy.
Got it.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I definitely know who that was from. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And I told her, because at the time I was like, like maybe we can bring you on. Although I'm thinking this is someday, I'm like, we'll do a phone call. We're not bringing some fucking weirdo,
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, I love that. They did send in like a question that we do for like the beginning episodes. We'll save that for another time.
Great.
But then she said, and thank God I'm not a redhead, which is. If Jess
Rude.
is here,
Yeah,
Jess
I don't
is a
know.
redhead and a Jew.
My sister's a redhead and a Jew.
Rachel, what the fuck,
What
bro?
the fuck, dude?
We did talk about redheads being aliens.
That's true, but still, that doesn't
Oh.
give her the right to be a gingophile or
Gingophile?
gingophobe. Yeah, whatever. It's fucking rude.
So okay, well, shout out Rachel. Thanks for
Shout out
listening.
Rachel. By the way,
Since you actually are known, we'll get you an in-person hangout
person.
instead of on the phone.
For sure. And also, I'm gonna try and hook her up with Sheesh.
Oh,
It's gonna be a match made in heaven. I can feel it already.
has she met Sheesh?
No.
Is she anything like Sheesh?
Only that she's at the bar every time I'm at the bar.
So they have that in common.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be amazing too. They're gonna get married.
Oh wow.
You heard it here first. They haven't
cannot
even
wait.
met yet, and
I
I'm calling
haven't-
it right now. They'll be married within a year and a half.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Will we
dope.
have to officiate this wedding?
Oh, 100%.
Let's go.
100%. Yeah.
I want to meet her and
Hell
then
yeah.
compare her and Sheesh and then see them interact together.
Can you imagine this?
Fucking call it- could you
Can
imagine?
you imagine the speech I'm gonna give for Sheesh?
Oh my
A
god.
Sheesh speech is
Yeah.
gonna be the tits. I'm gonna pretend to fall asleep 3 times during it. I'm gonna talk about how Ukrainian girls are good fucks. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Well,
So yeah, I don't know. Anything new with you?
oh yeah, I got some big news. We
Go
had,
on.
we
We're
had-
listening.
We had an episode a couple of weeks back where you two fuckers were making fun of me for smelling my underwear to see if it's fresh. And
Yeah.
for only owning one laundry basket that I basically live out of with all my clothes in.
You said you throw your shit all over the floor.
All over the floor, yeah.
Got it.
And I don't remember if I was rifling through and it's clean stuff on the floor, or did I just take it off after a sweaty hot day? So I have
And
to
then
do
you're
the old,
sniffing.
the
Yeah.
old sniffer test, unless I can feel that it's moist and then I know it's already been had. But guess who had a payday last week and bought a new basket and 8 pairs of underpants?
What? You got 2 baskets
Thanks,
now?
guys. I have 2 baskets.
All right. Okay. They grow up so fast.
I owe it all to both of you. Jen is over the fucking moon about it. She's
Okay.
like, who are you with these new underpants? She's like, what happened to you when you were in Texas? You're a changed man now. 2 baskets and underpants. I'm like, yeah, I feel like fucking Bill Gates over here. I'm just like, I'm not, by the way, I'm trying to stay humble. I'm not trying to show off. But I
Sure.
have 2 baskets now and 8 pairs of underwear.
Yeah. So now you can have all the cleans you can dig through, and then the dirties go in the other basket. You don't have to do no more sniffing.
Yeah, dude. And you know what's funny? The initial basket that I have is like a tan color, and the one that I bought that's new is white. So white is clean and tan is poopy. So I always
All
will
right.
remember.
Excellent.
Yeah, dude. I feel like $1 million. And these underpants are like 2025s. Like they are brand fucking new. Like they're like kind of spandexy,
nice,
but
yeah.
they're breathable. They cut my balls awesome. Like my
Hell
balls. I
yeah.
looked at my balls and I was like, look, those are like porn balls. Like they were just bulbous and perfectly spherical. I'm like, oh my god, look at these fucking balls.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Making your tush look good.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even bother to look. I was so obsessed with my balls. But I should have.
You do that a
check out
lot.
the tush, yeah.
Yeah, obsessed
I'm a
with the
fronts.
balls.
I'm a fronts guy. So, but yeah, I owe it all to both of you. So,
All right. Look
thank
at
you
that,
so much.
tomboy.
Growing as
Hell
a
yeah.
person right in front of you.
Oh, man.
2 baskets, first time in my life. Holy
Who's
shit.
going to know how life's going to be this time next month?
I was gonna say, what's gonna happen when I'm 45? I'm almost 43.
Oh, yeah. Birthday's next month, right?
Next month. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
all
you
right.
got a birthday coming up.
Yeah, that's on Friday.
Friday,
The
yeah.
12th.
Yeah,
So all of
buddy.
you guys send in your happy birthday pizza texts.
Yep.
440-363.
0121.
Be very much appreciated.
Hell yeah. You got any plans for the birthday?
I'm gonna probably get something together for next week on Saturday.
Right on.
It's usually just kind of a day that everybody can hang out. I'm gonna try to get that all sorted out actually today, and then get
Nice.
some invites sent out. So
Hell yeah.
keep that day open.
Awesome. Definitely will.
Speaking of, we just had July 4th.
Yes.
So happy birthday, America!
Happy birthday, America.
America, fuck your
America,
girl.
fuck yeah.
I always just real quick. I have a tradition I do on July 4th.
Okay.
And it's the shirt that I wear every year, and it's a photo of Garrison
Oh, yeah.
passed out on the porch
Yeah.
that the neighbor took.
I remember it.
And I love to wear that every year because I also had posted a photo when I got it. Just my post was to make Garrison drunk again.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he told us that we're not supposed to say his name on
What,
the podcast.
what is he,
anymore.
Voldemort? It's the name that shan't be spoken.
No, we can call him something else. Like, how about Harrison? All right, perfect. Look at
Yeah.
that. We both got it. So
Yeah.
now it's gonna be Harrison.
Yeah. Harrison Bummings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done.
So Harrison.
Can we give air quotes every time we say Harrison?
Yeah.
Like, that would be great. That would be
So yeah, he gets really upset. But I had a post that said like "Make Harrison drunk again," and I had the photo, which we have Tomboy throw it up there somewhere. Passed out, and I love to wear that every year.
Hell yeah.
And he hates it so much.
What's he so mad about us saying his name on the What are we ruining his
Oh, I ran
his work opportunities?
Oh, I'm
like,
sure
is he going for a big promotion at the bowling alley or
Yeah.
wherever he works right
We're
now?
stopping
He's
from
like,
all the pussy from
Yeah.
crawling up to him.
Yeah, nothing can stop pussy from Garrison
Yeah, except for himself.
except for himself. He,
Wait, it's Harrison, not
excuse
Garrison.
me, Harrison.
Yeah.
That's right. Who was it that called him a prolific poon hound?
Oh,
Ribo.
oh,
Definitely
yeah.
Ribo. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I forget what we were just kind of going with that.
You were talking about the July 4th tradition, the,
Oh, yeah.
the Harrison picture of him passed out on the wrong porch.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of it.
Yeah, and you guys set up didn't you make it like a flag to put on the front porch also?
Yeah, he after that night of waking up on the neighbor's porch and police getting involved and all this whole bunch of other shit. If you guys go back and listen to this story, it's on older
Yeah,
episodes.
it's a good
Probably
story.
within the first 10. But he was like, let's put an orange light bulb on the porch so I know where the house is. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck that. We're not bumping up the electric bill. I'm like, we'll just get a flag, and then maybe realize I'm like, we can hit a flag of that photo.
Definitely.
And I stuck that up. And since the dude that made it, the one side wasn't as dark, he made a few shirts and gave it to us for free.
Awesome.
So, which is dope. And he's really upset about it.
Did he ever end up doing the orange light?
Yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
did?
Yeah.
You know, I'm really upset with myself. I don't have a whole lot of regrets in this world, but this is one of them. When he was talking about doing that, I was like, I really hope he follows through with it, because I was going to buy a bunch of orange lights and go up and down the street and replace all the neighbors' porch lights with orange lights. So when he takes an Uber home, he's like, just drop me off at the one with the orange light. And they're like, dude, there's 25 houses with fucking orange lights. What are you talking about? He'll be like, I don't know, anyone will do. And then he would just sleep on whatever
Breaks
porch.
into the wrong house again.
Well, what the fuck? Why do you guys have my light on?
Oh, man, I'm actually very upset that I didn't think of that when I was living there with
I'm so mad.
We could just went from like neighbor to neighbor. We're like, hey, we're doing a thing for kids with cancer.
Yeah,
Show your support by having the orange bulb.
Exactly.
Oh my
We could
god.
have sold them orange bulbs for charity. Hey, if you support, the troops, will you put up this orange light for $10? And we could have made a bunch of money and totally fucked with Harrison at the same
We
time.
really fucked up.
Worst
I mean, it's
Jew
probably
ever.
not too late, to be honest. Right now, actually, might be better timing because he's like, it's been years. He's like, it wouldn't be us.
Do you
that
think
would
he
do
still
this.
has the orange light on?
Oh, he does for sure. Yeah, he does.
That
I've driven
would
past the
be-
house at night before.
How funny would that be to go change it out to one neighbor's house, like 2 houses down, and see if he notices or if he just walks in the front door?
I would rather spend the day like walking around all the neighbors, especially I probably still remember, some of them probably still remember me.
Yeah. This
And
is
be
a
like,
great idea
oh
to
my gosh,
film
all right.
as a prank. This is a great idea.
Hell yeah.
When we take this show on the road, that is going to be assignment number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck with Harrison, whose name shan't be repeated.
I was gonna say for 10 cents a day or $10 and an orange light, you can get a drunk passed out on your porch.
Exactly. Yeah. You can adopt a local homeless guy.
Yeah. So before we kick this episode off, we had a small discussion about we're going to be doing a new game for the beginning of every episode. I bought one of these 12-sided die.
Icosahedron, I believe is what it's called.
Icosahedron. I said that right? Nice. So basically the whole idea is, folks, is like it's like when you play the game Kings, when the person gets to like make a rule. We're going to kind of do one of those in the beginning of every episode. So I do have a list here of 12 things, and we're going to roll to see what it is. Bagel.
I'll give it a roll.
Yeah, give us a roll and
All
see
right.
what we have. What do you have?
I have 10.
10. It says use an accent after referring to each other as being Jewish or Italian.
Okay.
So all right, so this is a Tommy rule, right? So is this like if I am referring to him as if I'm calling him a Jew, do I have to like use like
you
a
have to
Jewish
sound
accent?
Jewish.
Or do I have to be an Italian accent to making fun of him being a Jew?
I think it should be whatever nationality you're saying. Do that one.
How do you?
So- I don't know.
The Italian one, I
The
think,
Italian
is
one was
that
That's
Italian
gonna
one's
be
easy.
easy.
Yeah,
To be Italian, but how am I supposed to sound Jewish?
I don't know how to sound Jewish.
I don't
It's
know,
so
you-
dry in
let's
here.
Keep it to Italian.
All Italian?
All Italian.
Or do we re-roll? Do we like this, or are we keeping it,
I'm. You call it.
Tommy?
I'll go whatever.
Whatever you want to do.
If this is the first one, let's re-roll.
All right.
Let's workshop this one a little
All
bit
right, deal.
so we can figure it out.
Fucking 10 again. 5.
5. Fuck. No pointing.
Oh, you are so fucked.
Oh God, I point so
This
much to
dude
you guys.
loves to point.
Fuck.
Oh man! Every time you say, "Hey Tommy, look that up," you point right at him. I'm gonna.
I
get you to
do.
have him look up so
Oh.
much shit this episode. Oh my god! And
All
that
right.
was a
Oh,
tactical
Harry.
plan right there. I knew giving that up was a piece of information I could have kept in my pocket, but you're not gonna remember. This is gonna be fucking tits.
I'm gonna write this in here so
I hope
everyone can
that-
see it.
I hope that beer's full, because you are gonna be drinking a lot.
Don't leave these people empty here.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to give a quick shout out.
Okay.
My buddy Cartoon Dan texted me about the dirty underwear thing.
Uh-huh.
He said he did it too, but now he's the only one, I guess now.
He's an army of one.
Army
Yeah.
of one.
Sorry, dude. I've matured.
Sorry, Cartoon Dan. Grow up.
Okay, that should be good, right? Tommy
Yeah.
boy, you got that in the shot?
Yep.
Hells yeah. All
No
right, well,
pointing or drink.
no pointing.
You are
or
fucked.
drink. All right. Well, so just recently,
Uh-huh.
I was talking with somebody, and everyone was kind of pretty toasty. And someone brought up the fact that the first person to try milk,
Uh-huh.
whether it's from a cow, it's from sheep or a goat or whatever else we're getting,
Yeah.
that how fucking weird that is for that person to actually try that.
So fucking weird.
Like,
where do you get the balls?
yeah.
Or how thirsty can you be?
Did you just see it like dripping out of the udder, and then you're just like, like put your little paw under there, and you're just like,
He's like watching the baby cows, and he's like, "What do they know that I don't know?"
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah,
they
they're also
seem so
drinking from it.
thirsty.
Oh yeah.
So maybe I'm gonna. He just nudges one of the little babies out of the way, and he's like,
I mean, I guess you didn't really think about it that way. I guess if you knew that your wife is breastfeeding the baby, that would work the same way. I didn't think of it that way. So I
Yeah.
mean, that kind of makes sense.
"Do you think the first person that tried milk did it mouth to udder, or do you think they just like squoze it into a bucket like you see in the moving pictures? Like, do you think they were like?" Or were they just like? Blah, blah.
I would like to think that they were doing it right out of the udder.
I
They're
would
like,
like to
oh
think that
shit, the
too.
bucket's all the way inside.
Yeah, it's not like you see the baby cow like take its hooves and start yanking on teeth.
It doesn't have thumbs,
well,
bagel.
Yeah, but it could mash its hooves together. And, like the chicks do with their feet in the porno films.
To your
They don't
udder.
have thumbs. And
Yeah.
they still milk udders.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, what about this? Trying to convince people to fucking...
Right, you got to keep that in your pocket. You can't
Yeah.
just be like, dude, I just sucked off my cow. It tastes so good.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just be like, dude, you gotta try it. Like, oh, or maybe there was a dare. Maybe the initial taste could have been off of a dare.
What if there was some guy, like a farmer that lived way out in the middle of nowhere, and he thought he was the first person, and then he confided in a buddy, and he's like, dude, I know it's weird as fuck, but I drank some tit milk from my cow. And the dude's like, have you never heard of a fucking grocery store that's called milk? Like, we all drink that shit.
Yeah.
He was just like,
his-
he was so far out there. He's like, dude, I got to confide. I think I might have blown my cow. And they're like, no, dude, you just drank milk.
Yeah, no,
Settle
that's
the
a
fuck
bull.
down. Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Is that if maybe they didn't know that like it was milk that was coming from the cow.
Yeah.
And
How
then
would
you have to convince somebody else to drink it, and then get other people to start drinking it, and then being able to start bottling it up and selling it.
Yeah. Plus, not even like, it wouldn't even be room temperature. It'd be cow temperature milk. It'd be like 98 degrees. I assume they have a relatively similar body
I would
temperature.
assume
that we
so.
do. So it's like hot milk.
Hot milk.
Hot creamery. That sounds disgusting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things that like everybody was a little fucked up, and I'm sure a few people had some gummies in them, but
Yeah.
it was one of those things that like the more that we kept diving into this and
just
thinking
gets
about it, it's get weirder
weirder
and
and
weirder and
Yeah.
weirder, and that really struck a chord. And then so I was like, all right, boys, here's an idea.
Yeah.
So this is how we're starting today.
That's
This is
fucking
what we're going with today.
Crazy.
What about you? What do you got going on here?
You know, I know I've mentioned my my honeymoon before when we went to Asia, but there was this one point in Vietnam where we were on this little like side boat from this cruise that we were on, and they looked like barnacles all over this like rock wall. And this dude jumped out of the boat. He was one of the tour guides, and he just started like prying them off with a knife and opening them. They looked like mussels.
Okay.
And people were just like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" And like tourists were just like eating them.
They're barnacles?
They were some kind of shellfish,
Okay.
apparently, but
Just
who the fuck knows what kind of shellfish? It's 118 degrees
Yeah.
outside. You're eating hot, sort of questionable oysters
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the day on vacation. Who rolls the dice like that?
Oh no. And
Dude.
you didn't try any?
Fuck no. I ate bugs. I went to sex shows. I'm not eating fucking land oysters in Vietnam. Are you out of your mind? Like, I'm going to have dysentery for the rest of my honeymoon. Fuck that.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah. No fucking way. But the whole question is, who was hungry enough to try the first oyster? You know, who's like, oh, what's this weird thing that only has one tiny spot where you can pry it open, so you probably shouldn't. And then
Yeah.
they pry it open. They're like, oh, cool, there's a giant snot in there. I'm going to release it from the shell and do it as a shot. They're like, it's awesome.
Yeah. Ugh,
And,
yeah.
it's really good for your libido. Like, what? That's supposed to make your dick hard?
Someone did it and they're like, dude, I'm so hard right
Yeah,
now.
some dude he's like, dude, I found this oyster and then I ate 110 of them. I've had a boner for like 3.5 weeks. It's like everyone's
It
like,
hurts.
Everyone's like, where are the oysters? It's like,
Yeah.
that sounds like a me problem.
Let's see what else I had going on here.
The same thing with mushrooms,
Oh yeah,
right?
mushrooms.
Not
That's
even
actually a
just
good point.
psychedelics, but mushrooms grow on shit.
Yeah.
And who's just like, what is this fancy, delicious-looking treat growing on a pile of horse shit?
Well, I wouldn't say that what's this delicious looking
Or
treat.
smelling, and the texture of raw mushrooms is gross too.
I mean, someone's got to either be super fucking hungry and be like, I'm just gonna eat this,
Yeah.
or if the person already had like mushrooms from the store prior to, and they go, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
free mushrooms. And then they're like, just rinse it off, and they eat it, and they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
They fucked up because they probably ate a shit ton.
Exactly. And
And
just
like a
tripped balls.
stew or on their pizza or something. Yeah.
It's a shout out to our boy Dan. Dan Amador loves a good hot
You
stew.
just pointed.
Fucking shit. Good catch.
Backfire already.
Yeah. You see, that's a problem. It's like
It's
I
gonna be
pointed to
shout-outs,
Tommy.
too. I pointed the camera
you,
when
you do the shout outs, and I do it to asking Tommy to look
You're
shit
getting
up.
real close with that pen, by the way. You better put that down. I see you motioning with it, getting away
Yeah.
from the point.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Like, he does it because he does point with the pen a lot.
Yeah.
I do. It's
Yeah.
Like,
that's
that's
borderline.
okay. All right.
But if mushrooms are just growing all over the world, throughout all of time, does that mean that back when there were dinosaurs that eat vegetables, herbivores, were just smashing hallucinogens and tripping their fucking balls off? Because I'd be more afraid of a brontosaurus on mushrooms that only eats vegetables than I would be of a T-Rex. Like, I don't want to run into a fucking stegosaurus that's like,
That
bro.
eats both.
yeah, it's just like tripping balls.
Yeah,
It's like,
and they're like-
bro, everything's fucking so sparkly. I'd be like, fuck, why are you talking? I'm out of here.
You're
Maybe I
also
ate
on
mushrooms.
shrooms. Yeah. But yeah, I mean that would be fucked up too. Because if they are like both. Like maybe, I don't know. They eat the mushrooms and then they start attacking fucking like T-Rex. And
Right.
like, now you just fucking open these floodgates. And
Yeah.
like now we're just gonna eat the fuck out of you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like usually it's like small creatures, but now the fucking dinosaurs started eating each other.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Do we have a rule on there that says no cursing?
There is one.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
we're
there
gonna be
is one.
So fucked.
It's in there.
I'm taking an Uber.
I was-
We got to pre-plan that. I'm taking an Uber
You
because
can't pre-plan it. It's the
we
luck of the
have
die.
to- well, then I have to call an Uber and leave my car here because
Fine.
I'll die. I will die.
Oh yeah, same.
We
I'm
can
gonna,
arrange that for
I'm
you.
gonna do 110 shots while I'm here in 48 minutes and fucking die.
Yeah. No, yeah, no. There's
That's
a
gonna be
no
wild.
swearing on. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be fun, and we can change out the rules each week after we use one.
Yeah.
And if you want to send in your own rules,
Ah.
Yeah, that's a great idea actually. So like
440
363-0121. That's
you
a
go.
fabulous idea.
That's a point, and I just pointed at you.
Yeah, you did.
Fuck.
Oh my god. It's like that episode of Arrested Development called The Whistleblowers, and it's where Michael tells the whole company, he's like, I don't want to have one whistleblower, I want to have all whistleblowers. And he opens up this box and just pours out whistles onto the table. And he's like, if you see something, blow that whistle. And everybody starts blowing their whistles, so he has to take them away.
Oh yeah.
And at the very end, he's like, 46, 47. All right, I started with 50. We're missing 3 whistles. And someone goes, he didn't give his back. And he's like,
you just pointed again.
he's like, well, technically, you didn't give yours back either.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pointing, bullshit.
Dude.
Stop looking at my hands.
Yeah.
Keep your hands on your knees.
Yeah.
David.
What about I mean, it's been fucking pretty toasty here recently, right?
Yeah.
Especially I think like last week was like,
Ugh.
fucking disgusting. Out
Disgusting.
there's like 95 or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. Imagine being an air conditioner guy, like an HVAC guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that job's gotta suck because he's out in the fucking heat, right? And then he's got to go to someone's hot ass fucking house to fix their air conditioning.
Yeah.
By the time he actually gets it fixed,
They're like, get out of my
the
fucking
house
house.
is the house is finally cooling down, but he's got to fucking go to the next person's house.
Yeah.
Right? He's got to fucking go to the next one who's also having problems with it being fucking
Right.
hot.
And you know his AC doesn't work in his truck.
Yeah, they usually have those like junk white vans,
Right.
just a bunch of trash in the back of it.
Exactly. Yeah. That would be awful.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the job, he's like, all right, man, I got the AC fixed, so here's the check sheet, and here's what we're going to go over. And you're like, dude, would you stop making my house hot with your disgusting breath? It's fine. Just get the fuck out of my house. Let me
Here's your
enjoy it
money.
being
Get the
cold.
fuck out of here.
Fuck off with your body heat.
He's like, hold on, just a few seconds longer. Here's your receipt.
yeah, no, thank you. Fuck off. You can email it to me and
Get
fuck
out.
off into the heat. Yeah, that does suck. Once his job is done, he's like, yeah, the AC's it's coming on now. You're like, get out of my fucking house then.
Yeah.
Like, go back outside where it's hot.
Yeah.
That's rude as shit. I gotta
It
start
is
tipping
rude.
those
I don't think
guys.
anybody would actually do that, but
No.
that's gotta suck for them though.
Totally.
They're like, oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you
I can
feel that?
feel
It's
it.
coming through. Oh, this is awesome. Finally.
Good.
I'm like, cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
you can
fuck
go
off.
now.
Right, that
I'm gonna go
sucks.
masturbate in the air conditioning.
Exactly.
So if you could leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I definitely had a weed-inspired weird thought the other day when I was looking at a donut at a Dunkin' Donuts. And despite this physique, I don't eat donuts. I think they're gross. But I was there getting some delicious green iced tea, and I was looking at a donut, and for whatever reason, with my pot-addled mind, I was thinking how we as people are donuts. We're donuts with arms, legs, and heads. Because a donut has a hole running straight through it from the top to the bottom, right? So do we. Like your mouth hole.
So like the mouth to the butthole.
To the anus.
Okay.
So we have a tube that goes from our top to the bottom. So we basically are also donuts. More like a French horn or a cruller.
Yeah, I mean, because the donut's actually pretty shallow, though. Like, is donut a good example? Maybe like a straw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was it. I
So
was just like, oh my God, am I a fucking donut too? Yeah.
Just going from one to the other.
Yeah. And the straw brings up, the classic question, does a straw have 2 holes or 1 hole?
Mm-hmm.
Which is widely debated.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think?
I feel like it's just one.
You do?
Yeah.
You feel like a hole extends all the way to the
Well, I'm
other
just
side?
looking through it.
Yeah.
It's just one hole. I understand if it's 2 sides, because I mean, if you're what's comparison? Digging?
Well, if you dig a hole, you have a hole on one side, and then you have a finite end to it.
Right,
So
but what
if
if
you
you
dig through to
dug
the
a
other
tunnel
side,
like this?
Is that because a person on that side? Say you dug through the earth, right?
Yeah.
One side to the other. One person in here is like, "Holy shit, that's a deep hole," and someone over here is like, "Holy shit, that's a deep hole." Are they talking about the same hole? Or are they talking about 2 different holes?
That's a great question.
It's a fucking great question.
I mean, what if you also just in your yard and you dug a hole here, and then 5 feet over you dug another hole, but it all connects as to one?
Right.
Is that 2 holes, or is that technically 1 hole?
That's the name of your sex tape. Is that 2 holes or is that 1 hole? A pizza sex tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell us what you guys think. Is it 2 holes or 1? 440-363.
0121. And we mean
fucking
factually to
played it.
you, is it? To not what your opinion or what your preference is as far as 2 holes or 1.
Yeah.
More holes is more better.
Speaking of holes,
Yeah, get in there.
this one was really funny. If you had a friend that was a vampire and you guys started getting like wasted and they pass out early at the party and you were to draw a dick on their face, they would never know because they can't see their own reflection in the mirror.
That's true. That is true and hilarious.
Yeah.
That is so. How has that never come up in a movie before?
I don't know.
That's a great
It's a
comedy
dope
bit
bit, though.
for a
Yeah.
movie. Yeah,
That would be hysterical.
You should like email that idea to Judd Apatow, and he'll be like, "Fuck yeah, dude! You get a producer credit."
All
Like,
right.
you should.
Hell
That's
yeah.
a great idea, and not at all where I thought you were going. I thought you were going like I've seen this thing all over memes on the internet, like the way the vampire looks at me when I rubbed every inch of my body with garlic except for my anus, and the person is just like. Really, dude? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you want to suck something, you start in the
If you're
back,
gonna-
friend.
Yeah, you
Like,
need some blood.
Yeah,
You
right.
Eat out of my
you can
ass.
get it right through the anus. Yeah. Okay, but I'm glad it didn't go that way. I'm glad you took the mature route of drawing a dick on its face.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we've already done that to all of our buddies. The person that passed out first, you would do all
So
the dumb
true.
shit, but they would not be able to fucking tell.
We were in the car. This was a couple years ago, Jen and myself, and this car pulled up next to us, and it was right around like graduation time for people and kids in high school. And this car pulls up next to us, and the back driver's side window has a huge pink dong drawn on it, and it's got like jizz coming around the window to the front driver's side. And there's like 4 kids in the car, and they're like playing music loud, and they're laughing, and they're partying. And I roll my window down, and I'm like, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" And I'm like, Did you not see that? And he's like, "See what, bro?" And we're at a red light. I'm like, "Why don't you get out for a second and look at your car?" And he gets out and he looks at the car and goes, "What the fuck?" As we just go pulling through the green light, and the dude's like, "I didn't even see it." I'm like, "This is awesome." You're driving around with a giant pink dong on your car. You had no idea.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Let's see what else I got here. How
go
about
ahead.
when you're going through the airport,
Mhm.
right? Security, it's a fucking bitch, right?
Oh yeah.
Unless you got the TSA pre-check, right? You're not gonna hang with the rest of those fucking
Listen,
peasants.
I just invested in a second basket. I don't have fucking money for TSA check-ins.
Well, you're fucking. I feel like you would, because you're probably the bougiest one out of all of us.
Yeah, but if you don't travel that much, why have it?
Oh, touche.
Is it like a yearly thing you pay for?
You know, it's good for like 5 years. And
Oh.
no, yeah, it's just a thing where you have to like fill out an application.
Oh.
You got to go. They take a photo of you. You get a card.
Oh, gotcha. I
And-
thought it was something like it was like for $40 you can upgrade to this TSA.
No, it's
bullshit
just
for this flight.
it's worked wonders. And honestly, when we were coming back from Scotland, if we didn't have that TSA pre-check, we would have missed our flight back to
Oh
Cleveland.
yeah, I would totally do that. That sounds like like it pays for itself.
But basically, when you're going through, right, you have to like take the laptop out. You got to take your shoes off,
belt.
take off your belt, take everything out of your pockets, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Going through security is a fucking bitch. It sucks. Take your hat off.
Yeah.
But once you finally get down to actually picking up your fucking check bag, it's a goddamn free-for-all.
It's anything goes.
They don't give a fuck.
Baggage pickup.
They do not give a fuck. They're
Yep.
like, all right, yeah, cool. Like, you're good, man. I don't give a shit. So then you fucking go and you're like, well, here's my bag. That bag looks pretty sweet, though.
Yep.
And then you're like, I'm just going to take this also. If they're not there to see you, then it's a fucking free-for-all.
I feel like if you went to somebody that works at the airport at baggage claim and you're like, all the bags came out and mine's not here, I feel like the person that working there would be like, oh, isn't it right there? Oh, fuck, I just pointed. And, you would look over and that person would just run away.
Oh,
They
yeah.
would just disappear.
What? No, this is mine.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. There's no security. You could just grab all the bags you want.
Yeah, as many as you can carry. You could probably get a whole fucking gang of people to like meet me. Hey, come meet me at the fucking baggage claims, like where people are bombarding stores for purses and shit like that. You could do that with suitcases.
I bought a friend of ours who is very loud. I bought her a tiny megaphone to bring to the bar for her birthday, just to be extra annoying because she was going to a bar I don't like. So I was like, "Here's a megaphone, piss off everyone."
Yeah.
What if we just brought one of those to an airport and was like, "Oh, flight," and just look at the board. Flight 1497 is now coming in at Carousel 2. So everybody who's at Carousel 4, where their baggage is actually coming in, walks over to Carousel 2, and we just bring in a crew of people and steal everybody's luggage.
Genius.
What the fuck are they gonna do?
Probably arrest us.
Probably arrest us?
Yeah.
No.
never go to
getaway drivers, baby
You
cakes.
we have getaway drivers. You plan the whole thing out.
Dude,
This
we'll wear
it's
masks.
the airport heist.
We'll wear masks like it's fucking COVID times.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Or you just wear
Facial recognition on my eyes? That's racist.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I don't think he's Asian. Rude. They're like, listen here, round eye.
I mean, we can wear like what do they wear? Like
Like a
fucking
like a hijab?
no. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I was
Not
gonna
in
say
the
like
airport.
the presidential masks, like they did in what the fuck movie is that?
Any heist movie?
Well, yeah, I guess it's any heist. I was thinking of the one specifically with
Affleck?
Kurt Russell and Keanu Reeves, Johnny Utah.
Oh, what the fuck? This Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's steal some fucking luggage.
All right, deal.
Fuck it. Let's see. How is it that you drink drinks, but you don't food?
Huh.
Like, why is it called a drink? Because you drink it, stupid, right? It's
Yeah.
so simple. Oh, what's that? It's food. What do you do with it? I eat it.
Yeah.
Why don't you food it?
Huh.
This is what happens when you eat a lot of pot. By the
I was
way.
gonna say,
Like,
this is an edible
all
spot.
Edibles.
This whole episode is just basically a big stoner thoughts.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I have a bazillion of quick ones. Like, do blind people see in their dreams? And if they do, like, if you were born blind,
Holy shit.
how would you know? Like, how would your brain know what to make as the pictures of what you see?
Holy shit. I love this.
Or like deaf people. When deaf people think, do they think in sign language?
Yes.
Like if you were born deaf and you've never heard the language, you only know how to communicate with your hands.
Well, they also can read lips, so they also might be. It'll be silence,
Oh,
but
like a
they would
silent
be able.
film?
Yeah, but they would just be reading.
Yeah, it's like 5 points. By the way, you better
is
chug
that-
a lug, baby cakes. That was a good one.
But yeah, they would just be reading people's lips, and because they do it at the same time, right? I am very intrigued about this.
The blind ones. We should throw that on Reddit.
Yeah,
Like,
and
if
the
you're
deaf,
born- if you're
or the
born
blind one.
blind.
Yeah, that's one I love the most.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I wonder if we have any blind people that do listen to us.
I know.
Or if you have a family member that was born blind, or
Yeah.
a friend, someone that's never had vision their entire life.
Yeah.
I
have a
need-
guy I can reach out to.
I need to know this.
Yeah, this dude Danny used to be friends with Anthony when I lived with Anthony. Danny Light, and super awesome dude. He was like he was a wrestling coach and he was an all-state wrestler born blind. He did that shit from sound like a fucking bat.
That's sick.
Yeah, and he was like undefeated in high school, which is so badass. There was a dude named Red Bear that used to come up to the bar, and Red Bear was obviously a big Indian dude, and he was like, "Fuck wrestling's for it's gay, and that's not real fighting." And Danny Light was sitting there, and he's like, "Who's saying that shit?" I'm like, "It's fucking Red Bear. He's an imbecile." Danny's like, "If he says one more thing, I'm gonna wrestle his ass to the ground." And I was like, please don't fight the Indian dude. I'm like, it sounds hilarious, but I don't want to see a blind dude fight a giant Indian. And Red Bear was like, fuck you, you pussy. And then Danny was like, you want to go outside? And Red Bear was like, fuck yeah. And Danny's like, Dave, take me outside. I'm like, okay. So I gotta grab his arm and walk him outside. And I'm like, I'm not even staying for this. I go back inside, I'm drinking. 5 minutes later, Red Bear walks in with like a shiner and one of his teeth missing. And Danny Light's like, you want more, bitch? And I'm like, holy fuck,
That's
dude.
sick.
You got fucked up by a blind.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, I
listen,
can reach out to him and see. Do you see in your dreams?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That I want to know that. And any of yous out there that are listening to this, 440-363.
0121.
Text us in if you have any friends, family members born blind, and you know somebody that, and you can ask them about it. You know what's weird too is that, speaking of all of this, your brain, right? Because like the brain not only named itself, but it also recognizes that it named itself, and it's also surprised when it realizes that it named itself.
And
take that in.
Yeah, here's a little extra on top. Your brain currently is thinking about how your brain named itself.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
and
fucking wild, right?
Their brain is processing your brain, processing that you named your brain.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like that.
It's a whole fucking brain inception.
Dude.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah.
See, if I was stoned,
That's a lot.
that would fucking blow my mind.
Yeah.
I
would be uncomfortable. Like if I was on mushrooms, I'd be like, I have to leave. I'm gonna need to be alone for this.
I don't want to think about brains anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, holy shit, the brain named itself, and it knows that it named itself.
Right.
Holy shit, it's also just realizing that it already did know that it named itself.
Right. It just became self-aware.
Yeah.
This is how a Terminator 6 starts.
Yeah.
And then like classic ones like why do you drive on a parkway and park on a driveway?
Drive on a parkway. Who
Yeah.
calls it a parkway?
Well, there's lots of places called parkway.
What is a parkway? I mean, I know what a parkway is, but there's people out there that probably don't.
For those that don't, I don't know what it fucking is, but I see it sometimes. Like it'll be like the something or other express parkway. So it's like a highway.
Okay.
But you drive on it.
Yeah.
But then you park in your driveway. You don't drive in your driveway.
That is weird that it's called
right?
a driveway.
And it's like, why do you cook bacon, but you bake cookies? Like, this is the stuff that keeps me up at night when I'm stoned. Like, this is why I've been an insomniac since I was like 12 years old.
Just getting super high and fucking thinking of dumb shit like this.
Yeah, and it fucking freaks me out.
This is weird when you dive
English
into this
language
shit.
is so dumb.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. What do you think about how crazy it is that there are people in the world that are dying of thirst while we're
boozing it up? Yeah. In a way you mean like
third world countries.
That's what I was gonna say, like third world countries. Like,
they don't have like clean water.
I mean, they know how to make fire. I'm sure they have pots, so they can like sterilize it that way.
Sure. But it's weird, right? I'll only say, I mean, it's sad and tragic and all of that, but what's weird about it is like how fucked up our lives are here. Like I have a never-ending source of clean water at my house. It's called a faucet. I have like I don't want to brag. I have like 5. Okay. So I have like 5 things I can turn on that has
really
a never-ending source. And if I go to all of them and I drink out of each one over and over and over again, when my bladder gets full enough, I'm going to have to take a piss. And you know where I'm going to do that? Into a ceramic bowl of clean water.
Of more water.
Yeah.
Clean water.
Yeah. I'm not pissing on piss because that's for poor people, right? I'm like, I want to hit this flusher. I want a fresh, clean bowl of water for me to take shits and pisses in, right?
Yeah.
Other people are like, man, I sure could use a glass of water. I'm like, well, I'm going to shit in this one, so you can't have that. I need to poop in it. And then I'm going to flush it and get a brand new one. And then in 3 hours when I take another shit.
Yeah.
I take shits every
when they're
3
just
hours.
digging holes for poops
exactly.
and just pissing wherever the fuck.
Yeah, but is it 1 hole or 2 hole? We're not getting into that shit.
You know what? Speaking of the 1 hole, 2 hole thing, I forgot to. This kind of just popped in my head, but your belly button used to be your mouth hole.
Yeah, ugh.
It's like your old mouth, right?
Yeah, I don't like the
that's
word
kind
mouth
of
hole.
I guess. But I mean, it also wasn't like your actual mouth, but that was like your feeding tube.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and then they cut that shit off.
Yeah,
that's also weird that it used to be your mouth. I feel like belly buttons are just weird. They're weird looking.
Where does it what happens to it now?
It just collects lint.
But I, mean,
I call them campers.
Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Good morning, happy campers.
Yeah.
But I mean, does it? If you were to take something thin enough, can you go through your belly button without piercing your skin, like into your internal shit?
Good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor.
Fuck, that is gonna keep
I only
me awake
play one on
tonight.
TV.
Yeah, that is gonna fuck me up.
I mean, I would imagine it'd be just the same as any other skin part of your body, but like,
But it used to be your mouth.
But your organs and shit are back there, your stomach, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's crazy. All I know is that
Yeah.
mine. Sometimes it stinks.
you sniff it.
Well, I'm not flexible enough to. I mean, I stick my finger in there and then like
I wasn't expecting you to try to bend over to sniff your own belly button.
Right. I'm not like. Fuck. Maybe a few more sit-ups. Dave.
So when you stick your finger in there and then you pull it out and you're kind of like,
Yeah, because sometimes like you have campers,
yeah,
but when you find a camper, you don't flick it and then give it up. Just like checking
No.
your pits, like if your armpit itches, don't you like?
But pits is different though, because you're like, is my deodorant like wearing out? I forgot to put some on this morning, but I still had some on from yesterday. Am I going to be stinky because I'm going to meet somebody?
Yeah.
Like my belly button, I don't think it stinks, but I also don't sniff my fingers after I'm pulling campers out, right? Like my belly hair is like going like this, like grabbing all of the lint off
Yeah.
of like a freshly washed shirt and
Yeah.
then just like tucking it in. Like,
Yeah.
my precious.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Right, Smeagol.
Yeah.
Your belly button
And then
is
I go to
Smeagol.
like itch and I'm like,
He
oh, there's a
ruins
camper and I
it.
like I pull it out. Let me see if I have one right now.
Yeah, please do.
I'm usually pretty good about keeping these clean. It's a little baby one. Can you see
right.
that?
No.
That's probably too small for the camera, but
That's what
it's
she
a
said.
little baby one.
Yeah.
Uh,
You gonna give it a sniff?
might as well. It doesn't smell like
I was hoping
anything.
you were gonna do it this way, and I was gonna count
Oh.
that as a point. But
Oh, yeah.
I'll give myself one for it.
No, it doesn't smell like anything. However, anybody that has gauged earrings, they would know
the
this.
cheesy funk.
Yeah, because you have to kind of like twist your earrings or whatever, or when you're kind of itching it has a funk. I do smell my fingers after playing with my earrings,
See?
so
I'm
I
not-
get it. But
I'm not that gross.
belly button just seems like a weirder place to be trying to sniff things out
I
compared
don't
to
know,
your
man.
earlobe.
It can stink sometimes, like real stink. Yeah. Now you know.
Yeah, that's weird.
Back to the donut thing, though. So real quick, because now I'm going fucking super ham on this.
Okay.
If two people are French kissing, they still have one hole that connects all of them. It's just anus to anus now. They basically have human centipeded themselves.
So okay, so I see.
Anus
So two
goes
people are
up to
smooching.
mouth to
So
the next
they're-
person's mouth down to the
I'm
other
trying
anus.
to.
So it's like a
I want to
horseshoe.
draw this diagram out, but I don't want to know if this is pointing as I'm trying to draw
Yeah.
this. Do I have a pass here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So we have the two people that are kissing, right?
Yes.
And then, yeah, it's gonna come down to their butts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would just be
So
one long horseshoe tube.
Okay.
So still, it's two holes, right? So even though a person has two holes or one long hole, however you want to put it, when they French kiss, they turn into one long hole.
It is. I mean, it's two buttholes that are at the open ends. So I mean, it's kind of works the same way as the straw, right?
Yeah, I rented a movie called Open Ended Buttholes one time. It was
From
not-
Family Video.
Yeah, it's not as good as you would have thought. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. What about what if you were to block any of them up?
So I had this thought too.
You were thinking the same thing?
Yeah. So if we were to expound upon that, so if you had, okay, so I want the
So let's
past,
say if you
I want the
block
past two.
one, is it the same
Yeah.
thing as like when you're digging one side's open hole, but the bottom is just the bottom of the dirt hole. So
Right.
if you block one up with a dildo in someone's butt, does it kind of work the same way?
So okay, this goes full circle back into the question. So if it's one hole that starts at the person's butthole, goes up to their mouth, connects to the other person's mouth, and then goes to the other person's butthole. right?
Okay.
So your argument before about the straw thing, I'm gonna point. Fuck,
Dummy.
dummy. So when you were saying that it's two holes, or
Yeah.
I was saying, or whatever.
Yeah.
If the
we
premise
were
is
counting
being
both
made,
buttholes as two holes.
if we're counting
or
that as two
whatever,
holes, but the argument of the straw being that it's just one long hole.
that technically would be one long straw.
But if you plug, how is it possible that it's one hole, and if you plug one end of it, it's still one hole? So, like, if you put a butt plug into one of those butts, how is it still one hole?
well, that's why I feel like it would work the same thing as if you're digging. So you have the open
Hmm.
end, and then it would be stopped at the bottom. Like you could see the bottom of it, right, of
Yeah.
that hole. If you
Yeah.
dig 5 feet down, I think that it coming from butthole up to the mouth, back down to the butthole that's got the butt plug in it, that basically would be the bottom of that hole.
Okay, now expound a little bit more here on this. What if two people French kissing, the same principle, right? So mouth to mouth, here,
Okay.
and then the tubes come down to their buttholes here.
Okay.
let's imagine for this scenario also that all the people participating besides myself, female. Okay? Because I'll be the one that's French kissing. Female, me,
Okay.
buttholes, and then there's a chick underneath on our buttholes with their mouths, right? Analingus from 2 ladies to the lady and to myself.
Okay. So
And then,
you're saying there's 2 girls.
yep. So French kissing,
You're kissing one chick.
kissing
Okay.
one chick. So
All right.
mouths are closed.
Bring it
anus
down
hole,
so you have the buttholes.
buttholes
Your
are here-ish.
Okay.
Right? Now you have female lady mouths here on buttholes.
So there's
And
2
they're-
girls now licking your
Licking
buttholes, like mouth
Mine,
to butt. Okay.
Yep, my butthole and the girl's butthole.
Okay.
And then as their bodies come down, they have buttholes, but we take a double-ended dildo and put it in both of their buttholes.
And seal them off.
And seal them off.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we can make this like a sex move called closing the circuit. You know, like how they say you have to close the circuit or the light won't work.
Yeah.
So what do you think about closing the circuit 2025 is
Is
the newest sex move?
We could we like put things like up on like Urban Dictionary?
100%.
And then we can claim like that's it. Like here's like the sex move, like closing the circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy,
Yeah.
what do you think here?
Most podcasts want to get on the Royal Records. We're trying to get on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be no problem.
yeah. Fuck the world records, like Dance Book World Records. Yeah, let's get on fucking Urban Dictionary.
Hell yeah.
I have a suggestion for a better name.
Okay.
A Circuit City.
A Circuit City?
That is a great
Ideally,
name.
it's got a nice ring to it.
I love
Especially
it.
it's like a throwback.
Yeah, because aren't they all closed?
Yeah.
I don't think that exists
they don't
anymore.
exist.
Oh, so yeah. Oh
That's
yeah,
even
yeah.
better.
Even
all right,
better.
Perfect. Circuit City.
Double pun there.
Circuit City is when somebody French kisses another person. Those 2 people receive analingus, and the 2 people giving analingus have their buttholes plugged by a double-ended dildo. Right? That makes a hell of a coffee mug.
Yeah, it sure does. And a T-shirt. We need
And
a
a
fucking
t-shirt.
pizza bagel shirt.
Hell
That's
yeah.
A Circuit City T-shirt.
Yeah.
yeah. It's got the
dude, we could
Circuit
get
City
logo
logo.
on the front breast pocket, and then the back of it's just like, "Have you been Circuit City'd or whatever?"
Yeah, and well, we'll just have like a little like a human centipede diagram, but
Yeah.
it's the diagram of
Yep.
the whole thing. Like
This is a great idea.
2 people kissing, and then 2 people eating their ass, and then their asses are plugged up by a double-sided dildo.
Hell yeah.
Somebody make that 440-363.
0121. Hit us up with that graphic.
Yes,
Hell
please
yeah.
do. I
Or
just- I-
I'll
I
ask
pointed.
AI, or we could have Guido do it.
I don't think Facebook's gonna let you
I
get
don't
rid
think
of
they're
that.
gonna let me out. You definitely have to pay for a premium subscription. for
Somebody is out there's got to be makes like their own shirts or whatever. Make some,
Definitely.
or if you can come up with a design, we can have the shirts made. So keep that in mind.
that. I have a shirt guy.
Draw
so
up the design. If you're like
If you-
an
yeah.
artist and you're like the doodle, draw up that fucking design. Take a photo, text it into us.
if you submit the winning one, you get free merch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
stickers and shit like that.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's a great idea. I love it.
Are you guys into golfing at all?
Yeah. I mean, I love watching golf. I'm not great at playing golf, but I like driving the cart and getting hammered.
That's what I like to do.
I like getting
I'll-
tan. I like getting tan and cursing, so
Yeah.
golf's good for me.
I'll drive around and get drunk and take you to your ball.
Yeah.
Tommy, do you golf at all?
Not like 20-something years.
Yeah.
20-something years. Holy shit. Okay. What about driving ranges?
Oh, I
You
love
into
the
that?
driving range.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
been
Have you been to
years.
Top Golf?
No, I have. Yeah,
So
yeah,
fun.
once. Yeah, I mean that's kind of dope. I'm not really one for golf. And I got a lot of friends that fucking love golf. They do this shit like every weekend. But the funny thing is, the whole point of golfing is to play the least amount of golf possible.
What do you mean?
So, like, when you're playing golf, you want to try to get the ball in the hole in the least amount of tries as possible.
Oh.
So, like, if you get let's say if it's like a par 4, right?
Yeah.
If you get it in 3, right? You get it, it's a birdie, I think it
Yeah,
is.
correct.
So, the less you've played, the better you are at golf.
true.
Like, the whole point is to play as least as possible. Because if you're playing more golf than the other person, that means you're fucking sucking and getting,
Right.
I don't remember what the other ones are, what's
Yeah.
called after.
Bogeys, double
Bogeys. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because
Mm-hmm.
people that are great at golf, of course, have to love it, right? It has to be like
Oh,
their
yeah.
number one passion.
Oh, yeah.
And you're right. They're like, man, I went out on the course today and I only had to take 49 shots. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Somebody else got to go and they got to take 140 shots for the same admission fee. Like,
Yeah.
I think they spent their money more wisely than you did.
Yeah, but they're also just sucking it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. The whole point is to play
Is to play less.
play the least amount of possible
Yeah.
in order to be good at it.
Man, I love golf.
I don't.
I believe that. I believe that.
Putt-putt's dope.
Putt-putt's fun, and the driving range is fun.
And the driving ring's fun.
Yeah.
I can get down on that every once in a while.
Yeah. I like going to golf sometimes. Like I went with my buddy Zach, and we play these ways where it's called best ball. And so like there'll be 4 of us playing, and we all play off of whoever has the best shot. So you all just drop a ball right next to whoever has the best shot.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great because they're awesome at golf, and I fucking suck.
Yeah.
Right? So every now and then I'll hit like a mid iron and I'll put it right next to the hole, and they're like, "Holy shit, we're all playing off of that one."
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys remember that one on 14?" And they're like, "It was the only shot you hit all day."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It was the shortest course.
yeah. They're like, "It's really impressive that you made that one good shot, but more impressive, you ate 11 hot dogs." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I really
that's
just
what
come
I'm good at."
golfing for the hot dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What about you ever think about how the word bed looks like a bed? I even drew it out here.
Like the lowercase.
When it's all lowercase.
Oh.
With a headboard and a footboard.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you eat 125 milligrams of weed. It's like, I want to go to bed. Bed's a weird word. It also looks like a bed. And I'm laying in my bed like, I'm laying in the word bed right now. Holy shit. I'm like, "Hey, Jen." And she's like, "Fuck off." And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm sure you don't want to hear this story for the 500th time about how I'm sleeping in a word right now.
Interesting.
Yeah. Dumb shit like that. I love weed.
Are you guys homebodies, or are you more going out?
I'm more homebody.
Like, if you had, like, I mean, majority. I mean, we all obviously like to go out and grab drinks and shit, but then also have some nights where, like, I just want to sit in PJs and fucking whatever. But would you rather go out or chill at home?
I'd rather chill at home.
Tomboy?
50-50.
Okay.
What about you?
I think I'm a little bit more homebody.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like 51-49. It's real close.
Yeah.
And it's just really depending on kind of if there's actually anything fun going on. I'm like, I don't need to fucking go to the bar on a fucking Thursday, like, or
For
Tuesday.
nothing.
Yeah. Like, I have plenty of booze at home. Why am I out here spending money? And there's like nobody there that I know. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Or people
There's
that you
one
don't
person.
like.
Yeah. It's like I was hoping that like this local was going to be there. Oh, they're not. So here's all the shitty people. All right, yes, I will have another one and another shot. Yeah,
Right.
I should just go home. What am I doing this for?
Right. Why did I spend $46 buying a bunch of drinks for a bunch of people I don't even like?
Yeah, no, I won't do that.
Yeah.
But I'll have a tab of that I already myself though.
Well, a smarter man than I. I mean, there have been times when like I've driven to the Richland, and I live in Gay Von Lake.
Rachel.
I'm not pointing because I learned my lesson, but it's like a 20-minute drive. It's not a big deal. But I've driven to the Richland, and there's been nowhere to park on Madison, so I just went home. I'm just like, fuck this then, and just went home.
Yeah.
I can sit in the AC. I have a bottle of booze. I have weed and snacks and Netflix and shit. And I'm like, I don't need to go sit at a hot bar for 2 hours
Right.
and not have fun. I can not have fun at home
Yeah.
in the AC.
Unless our air is out here and there's air at the bar, different story.
That is true.
And you guys are both like extroverts, I feel like, for the most part, right?
100% for me. Yeah.
It's, my whole thing for getting here is that when we're younger, right, we're trying to sneak out of our houses to go to parties. But as we're adults,
We're sneaking out of
we're
parties.
sneaking
to
out of
go
parties,
home.
yeah, to go home. Yeah, we're
So
like
true.
Irish goodbying.
So
Well,
true.
that's our parents' house that we're trying to sneak out of for the most part.
I mean, you're
our
not
own
wrong.
house.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. Yeah, but that's funny though because everyone's like, the dog's been locked up for 13 minutes. I gotta go,
Right.
dude. Like,
Sneaking out of a party is like the greatest feeling on earth.
I can't Irish goodbye. I cannot
No.
bring myself to do it.
Oh boy, can I!
I will just fucking tell everybody, suck it up. I'm fucking leaving, but I also want to hug everybody on my way out. I can't just fucking leave.
It depends on how many drinks I have in.
Same.
If I got a bunch of drinks in me, I'm the same way. I'm hugging everybody, saying
Yeah.
goodbye to everybody. People I don't know, I'm saying goodbye to. But
Yeah.
if I'm sober, out.
Interesting.
I say goodbye to whomever I'm sitting next to, and I say goodbye to the bartender, and I'm out. That's it. And if other people say goodbye, I also will be like,
Sure. Yes.
that's
yeah.
it. Non-verbal. Peace out.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't want to get caught up in it because the problem for me again, and I to a fault, I got to stop doing this where I'm like, hey, welcome. Let's have a drink. Like if I know that if I stay 5 more minutes, somebody else is going to walk in, and then I'm $10 more in on my tab,
That's
25 more minutes in on time.
Yeah.
That's what happened with like the Richland.
It's the fucking
pre-COVID,
the
which
Richland
is, like,
waterfall.
You never can go home.
It's the
It's
waterfall.
like, oh, I've been here like a couple months. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen you in a few months. All right, fuck it, I'll see you for another.
Every 15 minutes, in a quote unquote important face walks in. You're like, oh, fuck it, reopen my tab, or I know I gave you my card, but keep it open. Like,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's 1:30 in the morning. They're like, you owe me $110.50, and I'm like, it's fucking $2 night. What do you mean? What's the 50 cents on the? That's what I'm pissed off about. What do you mean it's something 50 cents? Who the fuck ordered something that wasn't on $2 night? But yeah, I hate that shit. It's the waterfall. It cascades, and everybody keeps walking in.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be at home.
I think COVID changed a lot of that for us.
Definitely.
At least the extroverts.
Yeah, for sure.
I miss COVID.
I don't.
We got to talk about that at some point. Not right now.
Yeah, we'll have a COVID episode.
We gotta have a COVID
yeah,
episode.
we definitely will. Yeah. I think there's lots to unravel
So
in
much.
there. Yep. Well, unless you got anything else in there.
I'm tapped out, baby.
Ready
This
to
is
get
a fun
outta here?
episode. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, per
I'm gonna
usual,
go ahead
guys.
and give you guys one of these and finish my cocktail, so you can suck a couple of dicks.
All those pointing. You guys see that? All that pointing. Oh yeah, we'll give you one of these. You know what? Also, speaking of like sneaking out of parties to go home, text us in some of the excuses you guys have used. 440-363.
0121.
I'm going to point to you so I can also tap out my
Attaboy.
drink. We are Pizza Bagels Pod on all the social medias. If you're still listening to Spotify and Apple, iHeartRadio, thank you very much. But also come to YouTube if you
Yeah.
haven't yet and enjoy these adorable faces.
Get on
Tommy-
the YouTube, because we're going to start doing some YouTube exclusives also. So get on the YouTube now so you're ready for
That's
it.
true.
But we're going to have some YouTube exclusive content coming out, so make sure you're prepared for that. And don't sleep on sending us rules for the game. So if you think of a drinking game rule, send us a text, leave us a voicemail, and just tell us what you think would be fun. We're going to keep 12 on the docket at all times. We'll
At
roll
all
the
times.
dice every week, and we'll play a drinking game.
So yeah, now that we've done the pointing for this episode, we're going to replace it with a new rule. That rule could be yours. I'm still pointing again.
Could be yours.
So we're not going to have the pointing here for at least a while. That could be recirculated somewhere in there, but
Right.
we're going to have replace it with something else. So send us in a roll, and we can throw that in there. It may not happen that week that you send it in for it, but we will maybe make notice that it's going to be added to the list, and
Definitely.
it eventually will happen. It all just depends on the...
The roll of the dice.
Thank
A
you
roll
very
of
much,
the
Tommy
dice.
Boy. Yep.
Well put, Tommy.
Oh,
boy.
roll the dice. 440-363.
0121.
And if you are out of the country, you can always email us at pizzabagelspod@gmail.com. Again, pizzabagelspod on all the social medias, TikTok,
Or comment on YouTube.
Instagram. Yeah, leave us comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
Share, like, subscribe.
Smash that button, as the kids say.
Yeah, are we forgetting anything else there, Tomboy?
Nope, that'd be it.
I think
All
we're
right,
good.
look at us. I think we did pretty good. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to more rules on future episodes.
Hell yeah, holla, holla, holla.
Bye-bye.
Not just Jewish bread.
Pizza bagels with Tony and Dave. Oh, pizza bagels. That's the name of this podcast. Pizza bagels.
You know, when we're in school, when we're sick, they tell us to like. Well, actually, hold on. Let me change this around. When you're in school, they say, "Stay in school. Don't do drugs."
Right.
But when you're sick, you're supposed to stay out of school and
take
do drugs. Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my God. I called off so much in high school. Like, I almost didn't graduate because of it. I loved calling in sick. I never went to the first day of high school, all 4 years. And I was 1 day short of missing 1 full year of high school.
Because of the first day.
No, because I missed 45 days a year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was there like a limit how many you can miss before? Did you get failed, or what's the
Yeah,
what's the penalty there?
It was like if you hit an aggregate 180. So if you miss 180 days over the school year, you get held back for a year. So I missed 179.
Interesting.
And never the first day, because the first day they're like, fill out this index card and pick your seat. And they're like, hey, Cone, you can't sit in the front. You can't sit in the back row. Get your ass up front. I'm like, oh, fine.
Yeah, troublemaker.
Yeah.
Gotta
all
keep
right,
an eye on
check
you.
out your books and fucking icebreakers with your pals and whatnot. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm not going. So I never went. And then I just show up and they're like, here's your textbook, asshole, and you're sitting in the front. Supplies.
Do you guys remember the Dare classes?
I do.
Did you guys ever wear like the Dare shirts?
I did not.
I don't think I ever owned one. I always see people wearing them. Tommy?
If I did, it was like No, probably I didn't even wear it then.
I had to work at Safety Town over a summer. That was like the DARE project that they put on.
I was about to ask, but like Tommy also got excited about there. You know what this is?
Yeah, it's like road safety /
That's kind of what I was
drug
thinking. Like
awareness, too.
you're like
yeah,
the
for very little kids.
like
troop-
crossing guard.
Right.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but that
not
was-
a crossing guard. It's more like a safety class for like little kid, like before kindergarten and shit like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's not what this was. Definitely for a little bit older than that.
Yeah, you're fucking wrong, Tommy.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
point your ass off.
Yeah, I'll drink for that.
Yeah, that's goddamn right. But yeah, I had to do that as punishment, like as part of summer school one year when I got in trouble. I had to officiate Safety Town. And I spent the whole morning that day in the boiler room with the janitors. That was my job for summer school. Was I had to be a janitor at Bay High. And I spent the whole morning with Gene, the janitor, in the boiler room, getting stoned all fucking day, just drinking like Busch Lights and smoking joints and listening to like Creedence at 9 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "All right, off to Safety Town," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Just show up there ripped, his
Yeah.
eyes red and smelling like domestic beer, and just like, "Who's ready to get safe?"
You know, it's funny.
Hey kids, who wants to get safe?
What's funny is that I remember having detentions that I had to help the custodian like sweep and like mop the gym.
Yep.
His name was Mr. Kruger.
You had to call your custodian Mister? Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, they were Ed and Gene and like Carl.
I mean, Mr. Kruger is probably way cooler than Carl.
That's
dude,
true.
Which is probably not a good name to be having in an elementary school
That's
or
true.
like
First name was
junior high.
Frederick,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Him being
Frederick Krueger. Yeah.
yeah.
There was this dude, Eddie, that was one of the janitors. He had the most glorious mullet of all time and like a shitty porno mustache. He was hysterical and an absolute pervert. I loved that summer school that I had to do was awesome as punishment. And there was one day I had to wax this hallway floor. And like they give you the big waxing machines, so I'm waxing the floor, wax. And then Eddie comes over and he's like, "Hey," and I look over and he's wearing those like blue booties on his shoes.
Oh yeah.
That are for like CSI.
Yeah,
like, so
yeah.
in case somebody like cuts themselves or whatever, you don't want to expose yourself to fluids. And he just takes a running start and slides right across the hallway floor and just leaves 2 streaks right through it. And I'm like, and he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to redo that." And I'm like, "You
Fucking asshole.
motherfucker!" Yeah, it was great. I was waking up early. My mom's like, "What are you so excited about?" I'm like, "It's janitor time. This is
Yeah.
awesome. All my friends are fucking going to the pool. That's so lame.
Going to
I'm
have
gonna-
a janitor
I'm gonna go get-
summer,
I'm gonna go
baby.
get stoned with Gene." Yeah, good punishment, dickheads.
Cool.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.